Buenos dias, Zamboanga Peninsula. Welcome sa Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Hatid sa inyo ng Presidential Communications Office and Philippine Information Agency. Ang programang ito ay para sa iba't ibang ahensya ng mga gobyerno upang ipaalam at ihayag ang kanilang mga programa at serbisyo sa mamamayan at sa taong bayan. Ngayon po sa ating ika-siyam na episode, pag-uusapan natin ang kahalagahan ng datos mula sa Philippine Statistics Authority in Region 9. Pero bago ang lahat, inaanyayahan po namin po ang lahat ng manonood na i-like, i-share at mag-comment po sa ating Facebook Live via PIA Western Mindanao Facebook page, PSA Zampen and PSA Zamboanga City Facebook pages. Maaari po kayong mag-comment po na inyong mga katanungan at susubukan po nating sagutan lahat ng yan sa ating programa ngayong araw. And of course, we would like to acknowledge all our viewers po, media po na nanonood sa atin all over Zamboanga Peninsula from Isabela City, Zamboanga Sibugay, Zamboanga del Norte, and Zamboanga del Sur. And of course, kasama din natin ngayon sa ating venue from Zamboanga City. At hindi na po natin patatagalin pa, we would like to introduce our resource person from Philippine Statistics Authority in Region 9. First, we have Attorney Richard Tabigne, the Provincial Statistical Office of PSA Zamboanga Sibugay. Magandang araw po. And of course, we have Maria Fleridatan, the Chief of Statistical Operation and Coordination Division. And lastly, of course, kasama po natin ang Regional Director po ng Philippine Statistics Authority. We have Director Muchun Pamaran. Magandang araw.
Good morning, everyone. The Philippine Statistics Authority serves as the central statistical authority of the Philippine government and is primarily responsible for the implementing the objectives and provisions of several key legislative acts. Republic Act 10625, the Philippine Statistical Act of 2013, RA 11055, the Philippine Identification System Act, and RA 11315, Community-Based Monitoring System. PSA is a versatile agency committed to our vision of becoming a solid, responsive, and world-class authority on quality statistics, efficient civil registration, and an inclusive identification system. The PSA Region 9 comprises the Regional Statistical Services Office in Zamboanga City and the 3 Provincial Statistical Offices in Zamboanga del Norte, Zamboanga del Sur, and Zamboanga Sibugay. We have flourished throughout the years with our accomplishments and achievements. Region 9 has a total of 145 employees and staff, including contract of service workers and job order personnel, working together towards achieving our goals. Despite a heavy workload and overlapping activities in the office, we have successfully accomplished all our deliverables. We are pleased to inform you that the office was certified with ISO 9001:2015 certification by TUV Rayland in March 2022. We have been recertified by our certification body, TUV Nord, confirming that the quality management system of PSA 9 confirms with the ISO 9001:2015 standard, resulting in the issuance of a certificate. The PSA Region 9 has garnered several awards and recognitions. We have consistently ranked in the top 5 regions for civil registration and financial, human resource, and administrative services in the PSA Field Awards. PSA Zamboanga del Norte was also honored with the 2nd place award for Best in Partnership and Linkages. Additionally, we have received the following awards. The Lab Award, presented during the 90th Department of Labor and Employment anniversary, recognizing PSA's support and dedication in forging meaningful partnerships and facilitating programs and services. 2023 Outstanding Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas Stakeholders Award, awarded by GSIS as one of the top 65 paying and compliant government agencies. We participated in the Bagong Pilipinas Servicio Fair held at Zamboanga City High School Main last May 10 to 11, 2024. The country's largest service caravan aimed at providing major government services to marginalized Filipinos. Our office provided the following services: copy issuance of civil registry documents, issuance and registration of PhilID, issuance of e-PhilID, and retrieval of lost ID, inquiries or tracking of PhilID card. A highlight of the fair was the awarding of registered birth certificates printed on security paper under the Birth Registration Assistance Project. These certificates were issued for free to 215 successful registrants from Barangay Talun-Talun, Zamboanga City. We also participated in an international engagement of the BIMP-IAGA Statistics and Database Working Group. BIMP-IAGA stands for Brunei Darussalam, Indonesia, Malaysia, Philippines, East Asian Growth Area, an initiative established in 1994 to promote development in remote and less developed areas across these 4 Southeast Asian countries. BIMP-IAGA features an institutional structure that fosters consultations and dialogue among member countries at both national and sub-regional levels. The regional press launch for the 2024 Census of Population and Community-Based Monitoring System, or the 2024 PAPSEN-CBMS, signifies a crucial PSA initiative aimed at informing and disseminating the benefits of this project to the public. This effort aims to facilitate the comprehensive enumeration of the country's population and identification of beneficiaries of social protection initiatives. Moreover, it will provide a basis for targeting households in the planning, formulation, and implementation of poverty alleviation programs and projects. The 2024 Census of Population and Community-Based Monitoring System, or the 2024 PAPSEN-CBMS enumeration period, officially started last July 15, 2024, after President Ferdinand Bongbong Marcos Jr. ordered a census update on the list of beneficiaries of the government's social protection programs. In Zamboanga City, Congressman Manuel Jose Dalipe and City Mayor John Dalipe served as our first respondents as early as 7 o'clock a.m. to show support and encourage all residents, households, and institutional living quarters to participate in this statistical activity by providing truthful information. The Philippine Statistics Authority, in collaboration with various municipality government in Region 9, has successfully conducted the data turnover ceremony for the 2022 Community-Based Monitoring System data. CBMS provides a comprehensive and granular data necessary for effective policymaking and program development. The data turnover ceremony marks the beginning of a fruitful partnership and calls for continued collaboration with the local government units and concerned national government agencies to achieve the goals of the CBMS. As the primary statistical agency of the Philippine government, responsible for the collection, compilation, analysis, and publication of statistical data on economic, social, demographic, political affairs, and general affairs of the people of the Philippines, the Philippine Statistics Authority plays a crucial role. Concurrently, the Zamboanga Peninsula continues to experience a commendable upsurge in its gross regional domestic product, marking a significant milestone in regional economic advancement. PSA Region 9 conducts inflation reports and hosts data dissemination forums to present the prevailing overall inflation trend in Region 9. The latest data indicates that the primary driver for the inflation increase is the commodity group, encompassing housing, water, electricity, gas, and other fuels. The PSA commemorates National Statistics Month annually in October. This initiative is designed to promote, strengthen, and foster widespread awareness and recognition of the importance and usefulness of statistics across various sectors of society. Furthermore, it aims to foster collaboration and support from the general populace to enhance the quality and standards of statistical data in the nation. The PSA ensures the gathering and provision of quality and accurate data to the public. All field personnel undergo rigorous training, seminars, and are equipped with appropriate tools before deployment. Enumerators and field supervisors are tasked with data collection and encoding. Even remote areas and islands are visited to ensure comprehensive coverage. The personnel of Region 9 PSA demonstrate unwavering dedication in effectively carrying out these responsibilities. As the leading implementing agency for RA 11055, also known as the Philippine Identification System Act, the PSA Zamboanga City advocates for everyone to register and use the national ID for public and private transactions. In a continuous effort, the PSA Region 9 ranked #1 for the highest cumulative registration for children ages 1 to 4 years old on June 18. Additionally, in advancements, the PSA collaborates with the DICT and recently launched the Digital National ID to provide faster and smoother transactions, which will help the public to have a valid proof of identification. The Civil Registration Month is celebrated every February pursuant to Proclamation Number 682. This annual celebration aims to remind Filipinos of their responsibility to register acts and events concerning the status of persons. It also seeks to enhance nationwide awareness and appreciation of the legal, administrative, and statistical values of civil registry documents. During this month, the office conducts several programs and a lineup of various activities to raise awareness and promote civil registration. Additionally, it campaigns for the importance of adequate funding for the enforcement and administration of civil registry laws. Furthermore, the Philippine Statistics Authority has implemented a major program called the Birth Registration Assistance Project. This initiative aims to ensure that all births of Filipinos are registered in the local civil registry offices and that individuals are enrolled in the Philippine Identification System. The project targets to enhance civil registration levels, particularly in marginalized communities such as indigenous peoples, Muslim Filipinos, and the poorest sectors of the country. In commitment to the Civil Registration and Vital Statistics Decade 2015 to 2024, which aims for at least 99.5% of all Filipinos to have their births registered with local authorities. PSA RSS 09 has facilitated the registration of a total of 108,744,000 registrants for delayed birth registration. This effort resulted in the successful registration of 10,706 certificates of live birth. The entire region is currently hosting 3 existing CRS outlets, one in Zamboanga City, another in the city of Dipolog in Zamboanga del Norte, and a third in the city of Pagadian in Zamboanga del Sur. By the end of this year, we are proud to announce the opening of a new outlet in Ipil, Zamboanga, Sibugay, completing coverage of all provinces with a CRS outlet. This expansion aims to better serve our clients by providing civil registry document services closer to the people. With these developments, we remain committed to fulfilling our mandate effectively and efficiently. We strive to continuously improve our processes and aim to delight our customers and clients by meeting their needs and expectations. Thank you very much and muchísimas gracias a todo.
The Philippine Statistics Authority, as the central statistical authority of the Philippine government, is primarily responsible for all national censuses and surveys, sectoral statistics, consolidation of administrative recording system, and compilation of national accounts. The PSA is also responsible in carrying out, enforce and administer civil registration laws in the country as provided for in the Civil Registry Law Act No. 3753. Furthermore, the PSA is the primary implementing agency to carry out the provisions of Republic Act No. 11055, otherwise known as the Philippine Identification System Act of 2018. PSA is responsible for the overall planning, management, and administration of the PhilSys to establish a single national identification system for all citizens and resident aliens of the Philippines. Moreover, Republic Act No. 11315, also known as the Community-Based Monitoring System Act, mandates the PSA to serve as the lead government agency in the implementation of the CBMS. Now, the Philippine Statistics Authority presents our major accomplishments for the past 3 years. The Philippine Statistics Authority kicked off its 2024 Census of Population, POPSON, and Community-Based Monitoring System, CBMS. The results of the 2024 POPSON CBMS will be contributory to the update of the population to reflect the current demography, update the list of beneficiaries of government social protection programs, thereby reducing leakages, update the distribution of shares of local government units in the national tax allocation, support the implementation of the recently signed Republic Act No. 11964 or the Automatic Income Classification of Local Government Units Act, and aid the efficient use of government resources. The PSA RSSO 9 conducted its convening of Census Coordinating Board on the 29th day of April 2024 at PSA RSSO 9 Function Hall, Zamboanga City. This was followed by the hiring of field personnel, with a total of 3,341 hired in the region. These personnel comprise of enumerators, team supervisors, and census area supervisors. The hired POPSON CBMS personnel underwent training to equip them with the necessary knowledge and information regarding the project and its implementation. Moreover, the nationwide enumeration period will start on the 15th day of July 2024. One of the major activities that the PSA has been conducting is the annual release of the regional accounts. It aims to measure the economic performance of the region with the use of the Gross Domestic Product, GDP. This year, the news conference for the 2023 economic performance of Zamboanga Peninsula was conducted on the 25th day of April 2024 at Grand Astoria Hotel. The said news conference was participated by our stakeholders in regional line agencies, academe, media partners, and local government units, LGU. The National ID is the government's central identification platform for all Filipino citizens and resident aliens of the Philippines. It is designed to provide valid proof of identity that can be used to transact with the government and private sector. The initiative also encompasses the registration and issuance of ePhil ID for children aged 1 to 4 years and facilitates mobile registration on wheels to extend services to remote areas and accommodate the elderly, workers, and individuals with limited access to registration centers. Furthermore, the Philippine Statistics Authority comes up with a major program which is a birth registration initiative known as the Birth Registration Assistance Project. This project was implemented to ensure that all births of Filipinos are registered in the local civil registry offices and that they will be enrolled with the Philippine Identification System. It aims to increase the level of civil registration, especially in marginalized communities such as those belonging to the indigenous peoples, Muslim Filipinos, and the poorest sector in the country. In realization of our commitment to the civil registration and vital statistics decade 2015 to 2024 of at least 99.5% of all Filipinos should have their birth registered with the local authorities. The PSA RSSO 9 have listed a total of 108,744 registrants for delayed registration of birth and successfully registered a total of 10,706 under the Birth Registration Assistance Project. The Philippine Statistics Authority, Region 9 already has 3 civil registration service outlets located at Zamboanga City, Dipolog City of Zamboanga del Norte, and Pagadian City of Zamboanga del Sur. This year, by the end of this quarter, the municipality of Ipoh, Zamboanga Sibigay will open to public its civil registration service outlet for the acceptance of requests and copy issuance of civil registry documents in PSA security paper in the hope of bringing civil registration services closer to the people.
Once again, maraming salamat po sa presentation and report from the PSA in Region 9. We are now opening the room and the floor for question and answer portion po. First, I will read questions from our online media partners who are watching live and online viewers po natin. So the first question will be coming from Basilan Media. First po, what is the current poverty incidence rate in Region 9 and how has it changed over time? Are there any notable disparities in poverty rates across different areas or sectors? RD?
Going to give you would be the national level. The sub-national level is not yet available. So it's 15.5% poverty incidence.
Thank you po. Next question, follow up. What are some of the challenges faced by the PSA in collecting data in Region 9, particularly in hard-to-reach areas or among vulnerable populations?
Yeah, we do understand that actually we have a lot of challenges. So, like for example, we have to collect data from the far-flung areas, a very far island. Okay, so that's one of the challenges, but still we really have to do it because that's our mandate. And if there are, like the weather is not really very supportive of our work, like we have floods and all those things, still that would not stop us from collecting data. Even if we are flooded, even if we had the COVID, if you still remember, when we had the COVID, still the PSA went out just to get data, especially for the labor and employment, for the labor force data. So those are the challenges that we have actually.
Follow up to that po, how does the PSA collaborate with other government agencies and stakeholders in Region 9 to ensure that data is used effectively for policy making?
Actually, yes, that's a very good question. We do have meetings with our partner agencies. Like recently, we had a meeting with the DSWD because we all know that the CBMS data, that is for the social protection already. They're not doing the targeting, so they get their data from us. So also for the national ID, we also have to reach out to them and to the other national agencies as well. Even the LGUs, we also do that.
Thank you po. Next question naman po will be coming from Sibugay or Zamboanga Sibugay mga na media po natin. Can you provide insights into the case of Alice Guo, a Chinese national who fraudulently obtained a Philippine birth certificate? What measures has the PSA put in place to prevent similar incidents of fraud and ensure the integrity of civil registration documents?
When we talk of Mayor Guo of Bamban, Tarlac, that case is different from us. I cannot speak for Tarlac. I can only speak for Zamboanga City and Region 9 as a whole.
Ayun po. So how do we ensure po, no, follow up po to that, how do we ensure po, or what measures does PSA do po to prevent similar incidents?
We have come up with actually very strict guidelines already. So we added the requirements before, we had the requirements before, but now because of what happened, we really have to be abreast with the present situation. So we have come up with very strict guidelines already on this.
Thank you very much. The next question po is specific po sa ating Zamboanga Sibugay province. So this one is, how is the increasing inflation impacting the purchasing power of residents of Zamboanga Sibugay? I believe you have attorney to answer.
Good morning po. Thank you very much for that very kind question. So, yung ating inflation for the province of Zamboanga Sibugay is slightly increasing. So, ibig sabihin, mayroon siyang konting impact doon sa ating purchasing power of piso because in the computation of purchasing power of piso, it is 1 over the CPI. So as of June, the PPP is set at 0.79 centavos. So in effect doon sa ating mga commodities, kung yung nabibili mo dati ganito karami, dahil bumaba yung PPP, kukunti na lang siya.
Follow up po, attorney, how is the increasing inflation impacting the should we be alarmed po by the increasing trend of inflation here in Zamboanga Sibugay?
Siguro hindi siguro masyado hindi siguro yung alarm kasi baka mamaya it will cause panic. Siguro, the lighter term would be, we should be vigilant. But we are also telling our people that the government is doing its best in addressing this issue. In fact, there are so many interventions that the national government is giving, especially to the poorest sectors of our economy.
Projections po for the inflation in Zamboanga Sibugay for the next quarter.
Right. Thank you, ma'am. We are very sorry na the Philippine Statistics Authority does not give forecasting or project inflation. So we will deal on that matter on a month-to-month basis as the data will become available.
Okay, thank you very much po, Attorney Tabigne. Next question po
Welcome
from Zamboanga del Norte naman po. How does PSA ensure that data collected and presented to the public during its monthly media conference truly reflects the general outlook standing of the economy without bias, politically or otherwise?
Thank you very much for that. I just would like the public to know that the PSA is really very, very conscious of the data. We want, even the PSA staff and the personnel, we really want to see the true picture of the economy and the other sectors. So when we talk of biases and when we talk of all this, before the data would be released, the data pass through a lot of validation. Okay? Not only here in the region, but also in Manila. We don't actually release the data here, but it will be Manila that would release the data. So from the region, that will go to the central office, and again, the data would pass through a lot of validation before the data become unofficial data. Thank you.
Next question po, what are the policies, projects, programs implemented locally here in Zamboanga Peninsula as a result of data provided by PSA, or any developments that can be attributed to PSA data? Do we have any success story po on this?
Actually, we do provide like data to the LGU. I can speak for the LGU because you're talking about data here. And one of the personnel of the Planning and Development Office, which actually uses the data, he said that he's so happy with the data now that they would not have difficulty in giving data to the investors, because there are a lot of investors actually who are actually requesting for data so that they would know where to invest. So the data that we have actually helped a lot for them, economically speaking.
Thank you po. Next question naman from Zamboanga del Sur. What percentage of the Zamboanga Peninsula population has already registered for the national ID? When will the PSA issue the hard copy of the national IDs? And what are the reasons for the delay in printing the hard copy of the national ID, and solutions po of your office implementing to address this issue?
Okay. Again, thank you for that question. This is up as of July 21, very, very latest. July 21, 2024. I would like to start off with the city of Zamboanga had registered already 970,722 citizens. Zamboanga del Norte had recorded 897,833 registrants, while Zamboanga del Sur accounted for 791,510 registrants, and Zamboanga Sibugay had registered 534,563 citizens. Collectively, a total of 3,194,628 citizens were registered already in Region 9.
Ma'am, ito po follow-up po to that question. When will PSA issue po the hard copy of the national IDs, and the reason po for the delay?
Okay. We just would like you to know that there are other agencies involved in coming up with the national ID. The PSA is more on the registration, and we're done with it. In fact, we have already reached our targets, okay? From the PSA that will go to the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. It's the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas that actually manufactures the physical ID. And from the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas that goes to the PhilPost. The PhilPost is in charge of disseminating or giving out the national ID. So that is it. So what the PSA did so that you would be able to still use your national ID even if you don't have the physical ID. The physical ID is the plastic ID. The PSA did come up with a strategy, an initiative of giving out electronic field ID. That is in paper. That is not an ordinary ID because the QR code there is really very secured. Okay? Unlike the plastic ID, you cannot see the picture. If you're going to open the QR code of the e-field ID, you can see there the picture that is similar to the picture that you can find sa ID. Okay? So you would immediately be able to know if that ID, the field ID, is a fake one. Thank you.
Follow up po. Thank you very much po, RD, for the clarification. Follow up to that, can we use the digital copy of our national IDs available on legitimate apps like eGov.ph by the DICT? And will this be accepted po for any transactions?
Yes, the digital IDs is accepted and we're coming up with a collaboration with the DICT for that.
Thank you very much po. Again, next question po, follow up na lang po from Sibugay Media. Will PSA issue a death certificate to an individual whose date of death was not known by her immediate family?
Am I going to answer? Okay. Before we issue out, because PSA is actually an issuing company, no? We only issue the documents that's in our database. So when you request for any civil registered documents, like as what you have said, a death certificate, we make sure that all the entries are complete before we can process that.
Once again, thank you po sa clarification, RD. And now we will proceed with the questions po coming from our media here in Zamboanga City or kasama po natin ngayon sa venue. First to ask question is Sir Regino de los Santos from RPN.
Hello, ma'am. Okay, naman yung may tinatanong na dahil sa national ID, tapos na ibang ko na lang question, ma'am. So, ganito po yun, no? May isang estudyante na mula sa grade 1 hanggang high school, yung dinadala, example, no? Pramim, Regino, de los Santos, ginamit lang niya Santos. Okay? Pagdating ng araw, only to find out, kinuha niyo kanyang birth certificate o PSA na Santos lang ang dinadala niya. So ano po yung maging pwede natin na ang ibig ko sabihin, dapat ko talaga yung gagabit yung apelyido. Siguro si attorney kay medyo to.
Okay, good morning. So as I have to understand, from Santos to De Los Santos. No? Ganun ba yung surname niya? Dapat? Kasi Santos ngayon, yun pala, De Los Santos. Parang
Yes.
ganun ba?
Tama
Ganun po ba? Okay. So, ang Philippine Statistics Authority, under doon sa aming mandate sa civil registration, mayroon kaming part na ina-accept namin yung mga clerical errors ng mga birth certificate. So, doon lang siya pupunta sa civil registrar's office, kung saan man siya isinilang, doon siya mag-file ng petisyon for the correction sa kanyang pangalan. But in that case, kasi parang nabago talaga yung kanya from Santos to De Los Santos, kung hindi siya tanggapin doon sa civil registrar, ang pinaka-last na remedy niya is to go to court para ipa-change yung kanyang surname. So yung appreciation diyan nasa local civil registrar's office. So
okay.
kami lang yung mag-affirm sa kanilang desisyon.
Okay. Ayun po. Follow-up question po, no? Tungkol naman ito sa parang similar lang sa marriage po. Oo. So yung sa marriage, so yun ang yung apelyido niya. So medyo may nakamali. Halimbawa, De Los Santos Regino, no? Tapos nagiging one word yung De Los Santos. So ano po yung pwede nating
This time, kasi dito na sa certificate of marriage, pwede na siya doon sa Office of the Civil Registrar.
Ayun,
under sa correction of name. CCE ang tawag nila. Doon siya mag-file ng petisyon.
Meron po tayo bang kailangan bang fee na dapat bayaran?
Mayroong mga fees. So, depending on the fees na na-charge sa civil registrar, other fees. But yung standard na fee dyan is 1,000.
Okay po, salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Next po, si Ma'am Lea Ruiz of eMedia.
Good morning po, sir. Good morning po, ma'am. Follow up ko lang po regarding sa national ID kasi in my case kasi, ma'am, until now, 3 or 4 years na po wala po yung national ID ko. So, in my case po, alam ko din po na marami pong katulad po ng situation ko regarding sa national ID. Ano po ba pwede po namin gawin or saan po namin pwedeng i-claim or makiklaim pa po ba namin yon?
May e-fill ID ka na? Electronic, the one in the paper, a
Yes,
special pay.
meron po.
You already have?
Yes po.
Okay. Jacob here, our focal for the fill ID for Zamboanga City, can answer you more.
Good morning everyone po. So, yung question po ni ma'am no na 3 to 4 years na po ma'am, wala pa po yung national ID nyo. For that po ma'am, meron po tayong tracking website po kung pwede nyo po sa inyo po mag-track kung nasa po yung national ID nyo. And for that din po, while waiting po, yung sabi po kanina ni RD, while waiting, you can use the digital national ID po while waiting for the physical ID po. Kasi as response po, additional na po information na yung ID po natin is coming from the Bangko Sentral. So, let's say na, yun na nga po, no, 3 to 4 years di pa na-deliver, you may also check it's a field post po. Since they are the partner agency po for the delivery of the ID po. Pero yun na nga po, advice ko po ma'am, kung wala pa po yung national ID niyo po, don't worry po kasi we have means po or initiative po na mabigyan pa rin po kayo ng national ID in the form of e-fill ID, which is the paper-based, or for the meantime po yung partnership po with namin sa DICT na you can use the digital national ID po. Just download the app po and magkakaroon na po kayo ng digital national ID po.
Follow up po. How about naman po, sir, yung mga tao po na hindi po sila accessible sa mga ganong website po? Anong paraan po ba gagawin ng PSA or ginagawa ng PSA po regarding to that?
Yung mga tao, sorry.
Like ma'am, di ba, sir, sinabi po ni sir na like pupuntas po something sa website to download or gawin po. How about naman po yung mga tao na hindi po accessible sa mga ganong website?
Actually, our office is open. Okay? Open talaga kami for all complaints or all requests. Okay? We have people there. And you know naman, public servant tayo. So we are actually helping out people. If you notice, may mga naka-ano dyan. Actually, some of them are inquiring. So we help them track. Diba? Sabi nga, may tracking records tayo. We help them and all those things. So they just come to our office. And we also have mobile registration actually. Diba? Kasi what the PSA is doing is we're reaching out to the public, as what they say. If Muhammad does not go to the mountain, then let the mountain go to Muhammad, right? So we do mobile registrations as far as palengke, construction, which we know that they cannot just come here and register. Sayang naman. So kami po ang pumupunta doon. So if you know somebody who has that kind of problem, you just can advise him or her to just visit the PSA kasi hindi rin namin alam kung saan sila. Okay, just visit the PSA and we can provide all the kind of assistance that we can to them. Thank you.
Next question naman po, ma'am. Regarding po sa mga fake birth certificates po, may ano kasi sir, may reported kasi na fake certificate in Davao recently po. Dito po sa Zamboanga City po particularly, meron po bang case na
So far,
ganon?
wala po. We're very happy to say that in Region 9, wala pa po so far. We cannot speak for the future.
In case po, pag meron ma'am, ano pong gagawin ng PSA to that?
Actually, the PSA, what we can do is, it's more on the recommendation lang. Because I just want you to know that the starting point of the birth registration comes from the local civil registration office, which is under the local government unit. So, ang ginagawa what the PSA does is more on the technical supervision. So if there are problems there, what the PSA can do is just come up with recommendation, like recommendation through the local executive. Okay, like for example, there is a problem, and we also have the fraud management division in central office that actually do investigations. And then once the investigation proves you to be positive, then the PSA can only make recommendations through the local executives. So it will now be the local executive what he will do with them. As what I said, they are not under the PSA, they are under the local government units.
Thank you po. Thank you.
Thank you very much po. Next question from Sir Justin Bulanon of RP, of Radyo Pilipinas.
Good morning, ma'am. Ma'am, may asan po ba tayong post-SONA activities from PSA 9? Last year po kasi PSA participated during the post-SONA Caravan Forum held at the Pitan City, Zamboanga del Norte, which highlighted the accomplishments of PBBM in the region. Are we expecting the same activities in the region just like last time? Post-SONA activities. State of
SONA?
the Nation address.
A post-SONA. Actually, I think this is a post-SONA already because the SONA was done yesterday. You know what? For the PSA, we always do dissemination forum. Okay? We always, that's one way of advocating to the public. That's one way of reaching out to the public. So we actually share to them the data that we have. Tawag po namin doon ay Respondents Forum or Dissemination Forum. We always do that. And every month, we also do press conference, news conference on inflation and all the other things.
Ma'am, for other topic, ma'am. How was the first week of the implementation of POPs and CBMS? Were there any challenges faced by our enumerators and how they were addressed?
Challenges?
Yes. For the first week of
The
POPs
first
and
week,
CBMS.
very challenging kasi baha. Remember, not only in Zamboanga City, but throughout, I think. So that's one of the challenges that we had. And you know, our enumerators, they're already trained. They know what to do. So they have to face the challenge. And if like, for example, sa island, masyadong they still have to go there. And because of the baha, you notice that maraming wala doon sa lugar. Because they evacuated somewhere else. So when our enumerator would go there, walang tao doon. But again, meron naman tayong mga callbacks. Babalikan lang
So,
naman.
paano yung pumupunta sila sa mga evacuation center, ma'am? Yung mga enumerators or they have to wait na
Hindi,
makabalik?
alam naman natin, babalik sila sa bahay nila, di ba? So babalikan yung sa bahay nila.
Okay. And last, ma'am, how do we have data on how many were registered during the first week of POPs and CBMS in Zamboanga Peninsula?
Yeah, we have the tracking actually for Region 9. May tracking kami every day ang tracking doon, no monitoring system namin. Nasa 2,200. Yeah, it's about that. Hindi ko lang talaga dala pero
Okay.
we have that figure. Oo. So we do the tracking system here. I mean the central office because we're using the PAPI, it is computer aided. So pag ano mo lang, kaagad yan didiretso yan sa central office. And after validation, then that is the time. So medyo malaki-laki na rin ang naano natin.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Next question po from Ma'am Shirley Espino, still from Radyo Pilipinas, Zamboanga.
Yes, good morning, ma'am. Good morning, everyone. I think you already mentioned about this, but I will still ask this question. As a lead implementing agency of PhilSys, kamusta po yung implementation ng mobile ID that started last year, particularly in Region 9? And other than the mobile ID, we also have the mobile registration on Will. What measures or efforts you have in place to intensify its goal to make PhilSys registration more accessible sa mga tao?
Yeah, talking about mobile registration, in fact, we are very happy for that because there are a lot of, we would be able to get, masaya na tayo, makakakuha kami ng 100 a day eh. Kasi if you're going to wait for, like for example, napupuntahan ka, sometimes not that many. But if you go there, like for example, I said, one palengke, yung mga stall owners, yung mga nagbebenta doon, hindi na sila lalabas. They just have to go there and it will not take that much time for them. So we were able to get actually. So that is why we always encourage the mobile registration. And if you notice, the kind of sasakyan vehicle that we use, that's already 2010 pa. So what we did was we really have to do something para sayang naman, magagamit natin for mobile. I hope you can see that mobile vehicle that we have.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Since you may mention na kayo lang po yung nagpa-process for the PhilID, and I just want to know no, kung may data ba na binigay sa inyo ang official delivery partner po ninyo, yung Postal Corporation. Do you have the total data po kung ilan na po yung na-deliver sa Region 9 ng mga ID?
Ang mga IDs natin, si Jacob.
As of the moment po yung IDs po natin is ongoing po yung delivery. So as of now, I cannot share the data po for the delivery po kasi hawak po ni PhilPost yung delivery po. In regards with the official po, ng ano po, ang makakasagot po dapat niyan po si PhilPost po talaga. As of now, di po siya updated yung binigay sa amin ng PhilPost po. Unfortunately po.
Thank you very much po. And I think meron pa po tayong question from Sir John Iturralde of RMN.
Hi po, good morning. Mataas po ba yung poverty rate po dito sa Zamboanga City? Kasi last year po, na-monitor po natin is mataas po yung poverty, ma'am.
Zamboanga City alone? No,
Yes
it's
po.
not mataas.
Okay.
Zamboanga City alone is not. But if you talk about the Region 9, ibang kwento na yon.
Mm-mm.
It's 29.3. Pero Zamboanga City alone, there was a time when I reported that's only about 12%.
Ano po yung ginawa ng ahensya natin, ma'am, para sabihin natin na hindi po mataas yung rate dito sa Zamboanga City?
Ay, hindi naman ho kami ang gumagawa.
Okay.
Ang ano. Actually, we get the figures from the FICE. The FICE is the Family Income Expenditure Survey. Who are the respondents? Every one of us. We are the respondents. And we process the data at lalabas yun. So, hindi po kami magsasabi, uy, akito naman natin. We don't. Sorry about that.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
Siguro po follow up to that, ano po yung province or city po na dito sa Region 9 na mataas po yung poverty rate natin?
Currently po, hindi pa siya lumalabas. Preliminary results pa lang ng national. So, by next month para po yung result ng 2023 FICE. Okay. But we have here 2021. Yeah.
So far po, ano po ba yung may mataas po na incident po on poverty rate po in Zamboanga Peninsula?
Poverty incidents. Sandali lang po ha.
Yeah, we believe po marami pong data nga na kinokolekt po no yung Philippine Statistics Authority. So they have
We have
Yes po.
Zamboanga del Norte po. Zamboanga del Norte Province.
Okay. So yun po. Thank you Thank you po for the sharing no the data that's the 2021 po.
2021
data po natin. Thank you po. Again, meron pa po tayong questions. Basahin ko lang po yung question natin from our online viewer naman. Good morning from Pagadian City. This is in Bisaya po. Is it okay? Okay po. So, from Pagadian City po, unsay mitigation kung namatay na ang papa dayon wala pa kapirma sa birth certificate? Madala pa ba ang papa, ang apelyido sa papa maski patay na tapos wala pa kapirma or dili nagyud? Bisaya.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. So, ang assumption ko dito, non-marital child ito po, no? So, kung non-marital child siya, tapos namatay na yung papa niya at hindi nakasign sa birth certificate, kung mayroon siyang other documents na maipakita to prove na yung namatay talaga yung tatay niya, pwede pa siyang ma-register na makadala ng apelyido ng tatay niya. Pero kung wala, ay talagang mahirap na magdala ng apelyido kasi hindi na pwedeng testify yung ang papa niya na siya talaga yung tatay ng bata. No, kasi patay na po.
Thank you po. Thank you po. I hope nakuha po 'yun ng ating online viewer po na nagtanong. Last question na po from our participant po dito sa venue. We have Jenny Ann de los Santos of RPM.
Hi po, good morning everyone. Yung question ko lang po is, may kilala po kasi ako na yung sa pautangan na cellphone po, which is yung home credit po. Tapos po, yung binigay niya na valid ID is yung digital ID po, which is hindi inaccept as valid ID daw po.
there are a lot actually, no? That is why grabe ang aming pag-advocate. We met with yung Banking Association, even the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas is actually releasing or issuing parang an advisory for all the banks to accept the ID, whether it is Phil ID, digital ID, or the physical ID. So, ngayon, Jacob, would you want to say something? Kasi may mga cases.
Hi po, good morning po ulit. Regarding po sa concern ni ma'am, no, na what if hindi po tinanggap po, no? So sabi niyo po, as mentioned earlier. So, ang gagawin niyo lang po ma'am, if ever po di po tinanggap po ng isang institution po yung ID, any form of the national ID po, mapa digital ID po yan, or physical card, or yung paper-based na ID, pwede po kayong pumunta sa amin po, sa tanggapan po namin dyan sa office, and makapag-file po tayo ng complaint para po kami po mismo ang magta-take actions po. Aside pa po yung sa pinapadala po natin ng OM po, kami po mismo magkakandak ng meeting po sa kanila. Kasi po, it was mandated din po ng Bangko Sentral na they have to accept po the national ID on whatever form pa po yung national ID po. So kung ano po yung concern and issue regarding sa non-acceptance po, kami na po yung pupunta mismo po sa institutions po.
Thank you so much po.
Thank you, ma'am. Follow-up na lang po siguro. Meron pa pong follow-up sa ating online viewers. Has the PSA po issued guidelines for other government agencies, banks, and institutions to accept the digital copy of our IDs for transactions? And what are those specific documents po to present?
Guidelines?
Opo. Kung may na-release po ba tayo na guidelines sa mga banks?
Yes, we have. In fact, the Bangko Sentral, siyempre under ang mga banks, as the mother of all banks, meron po tayo, nagbibigay talaga tayo ng mga guidelines and advisories on that.
To add to that, ma'am, mayroon ding inisyo yung ating President, EO 65. So doon nag-direct na lahat ng government entities, private institutions, dapat tanggapin yung ating national ID in whatever form. Aside doon sa RA 11055. Doon mismo sa batas, nagsasabi na, mayroon na. Thank you po.
Thank you very much po for the clarification. No? And thank you once again po sa lahat po ng ating mga viewers and of course sa ating mga media partners po na nanonood sa atin live and kasama po natin ngayon sa ating venue for our program. With that, may we ask a few closing message po, announcement po, if we have, and of course yung ating pag-encourage po sa lahat ng ating mga viewers, no? Especially here in Zampen, to participate po sa ating POPSEN 2024. So, 2024-2025. So, with that po, may we ask po closing message. Siguro first po kay attorney po.
Ay, good morning uli. So, first of all, I would like to say thank you for giving us an opportunity in this Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas to disseminate the activities that had undertaken by the PSA and the activities that we are undertaking. So, thank you very much to our stakeholders, to our respondents, establishment man yan or household. Maraming salamat in helping us, in supporting us by providing complete and truthful information to our interviewers. And we ask for your continuous support to all the activities and undertaking of the PSA. Let us remember na yung ating kaunlaran, yung ating pag-uswag ay hindi lamang trabaho ng isang tao, but it is a collaborative effort for all of us. So again, we ask for your support para makapagbigay tayo ng correct na datos doon sa ating mga government planners, policy makers, and the like, para makapagbuo ng tapat at angkop na polisiya para sa lahat ng mamamayan. God bless everyone.
Again, maraming salamat po, Attorney Richard Tabigne, the Provincial Statistical Officer of PSA Zamboanga Sibugay. Next po, we have Ma'am Maria Flery Datan.
Okay, thank you very much for this opportunity. Again, this is one way of disseminating our data collected from you, constituents of the region. Gusto ko lang pong i-request na or urge the respondents na pupunta ng mga enumerators namin, especially ngayon na we have our 2024 POPSEN CBMS to accommodate respond, give the accurate and truthful data kasi ito yung basis ng mga policy makers natin in crafting programs. Thank you very much.
Okay, once again po, Ma'am Maria Flaridatan, the Chief of Statistical Operation and Coordination and Division of PSA Region 9. And of course, lastly, we have the Regional Director, Director Muchun Pamaran.
Thank you very much, PIA, Region 9. Thank you very much, PCO. Thank you very much for this kind of activity because this is one way for us to be able to share what products and services we have. Now, again, as what you said, ano ba ang pwede naming masasabi? I could say, please support all the activities of the PSA, especially now that we're doing the POPSEN CBMS starting July 15 to September 15. Please remember the result of what we are doing is not only for the PSA. This is for all of us. So we're talking about policy-making body, we're talking about programmers, we're talking about decision makers. What we are actually providing are evidence-based data. So it's so difficult for them to come up with programs and policies without data. So please support us. And again, thank you so much for everything. Thank you.
Maraming salamat po, and of course maraming salamat sa buong team po or buong manpower po no ng ating workforce po ng ating PSA, and of course together with PIA. Maraming salamat po sa inyong mga naibahagi ngayong araw, at nawa po ay marami po tayong nakuhang mahalagang impormasyon no, especially po sa ating mga viewers online. And with that, of course, maraming salamat din sa lahat po ng ating mga media partners na nakakasama natin linggo-linggo po sa ating programa. Sa ngalan po ng PCO Secretary Cheloy Garafil, PIA Director General Jose Torres Jr., and PIA Region 9 Regional Director Noemi Edaga, ito si Myra Espinosa, at magsama-sama pa po tayo sa mga susunod pang episode ng Kapihan sa Bagong Pilipinas. Muchísimas gracias.